Hello friends, it's Kristie Marcotte. In today's video, I'll be using Spellbinders November 2023 Glimmer Hot Foil Club Kit of the Month. It's called All You Need Sentiments. The kit includes a roll of Glimmer foil. I received the blush color, but foil colors will vary. You may receive a different color with your kit. There are 2 sentiment hot foil plates and also a die that will cut out all of the sentiments in perfect size little banners. There are a total of 14 sentiments. Happy birthday, congratulations, thanks a million, thanks so much, a gift for you, thinking of you, Christmas wishes, holiday greetings, always and forever, hello friend, just saying hello, feel better soon, from all of us, and so happy for you. It's a great variety of sentiments that you can use year-round. I haven't shown any hot foiling in my video for a while, so I thought I would in this video. I already have my machine warmed up. I've placed one of the sentiment hot foil plates on the platform. I press the timer button. Once the timer green is solid and not blinking, that means you're ready to start hot foiling. I'm using the blush Glimmer foil. And when you hot foil, you want to put the shiny side down facing the hot foil plate. Then you put your piece of cardstock on top. Then I'll place the 2 heat-resistant acrylic spacer shims on top. Remove that whole platform, run it through my die cut machine. I'll insert the platform back into the Glimmer hot foil machine. Remove the spacers, lift up the cardstock, and then my favorite part, peeling back the foil to see the beautiful results. Next, I'll use the coordinating die, line it up on top of all the sentiments, and what's so fun about this die, it will cut out all 7 sentiments at the same time. So I want to make sure the die is in the correct position. I'm using some of Spellbinders' best ever craft tape to hold it in place. They have 3 different widths available. This is the narrowest width at about 1/4 of an inch. Once I'm happy with the placement, I'll put a piece of tape in the upper right hand corner and one in the lower left hand corner. This tape is super sticky, but it doesn't tear the paper. After I run it through my die cut machine, I'll simply pop out all of the perfectly cut sentiment banner pieces. It's always nice to have some sentiments on hand that are hot foiled, cut out, ready to go. So I figured since I already have my Glimmer machine on, the hot foil plate is basically ready to go. I'll hot foil a bunch of sentiments using a variety of Glimmer foil colors and cardstock. For the next set, I'm using black foil on craft cardstock. I love the look of the Glimmer foils on craft cardstock. I'm using black Glimmer foil here, but the white opaque Glimmer foil also looks really nice on craft cardstock. Now I'll line up the die so I can cut out the sentiments, and I am reusing the pieces of best ever craft tape. After I run that set through my die cut machine, I'll pop out all of the sentiments. I did use the same hot foil sentiments and cut out 3 more colors, and I'll show those here in a moment. With my Glimmer machine already on, I want to use the other set of sentiments, but I first need to remove the hot foil plate that's on my Glimmer machine, and you don't want to touch this, it's very hot. Spellbinders does include a magnetic pickup tool, so you can easily pick up that hot foil plate and place it on a silicone mat to cool, and the silicone mat is also included with the Glimmer hot foil system. While I wait for the second hot foil plate to warm up, I'm showing the rest of the sentiments I've already hot foiled and cut out. For 2 of the sentiment sets, I use craft cardstock, one with white Glimmer foil, one with black. For one set of sentiments, I use plain white cardstock and a matte gold Glimmer foil. And for the last 2 set of sentiments, I used white shimmer cardstock, the blush foil that I received as part of the kit, and also the Espresso Bean Glimmer foil. So here are all of the sentiments. I have 5 sets. I'm storing them in scrapbook.com's stack and sort trays. After spending all that time getting my sentiments ready, I figured I should make a couple cards. For card number 1, I'm using Spellbinders Serenade of Autumn paper pad, their Sunflower Serenade die set, and also their Notched Corner Frames die set. I shared a video last month using the Serenade of Autumn collection, so I don't really have much of the paper pad left over, but I did have enough to make another card. I'm using this fun brown distress paper for the background, adding a strip of light blue, and it has gold foil foliage pieces all over it. I'll adhere that on the left side of the brown panel. For a little bit of separation and shine, I'm adding a Love from Lizzie peel off along the edge of the blue pattern paper. This is the clear with gold overlay in the pinstripe style. I'll layer this piece on some dark brown cardstock, put ATG tape on the back, and add my card front onto a card base, leaving 1/8 of an inch of the white card base showing. I've already gone ahead and cut out all of the die cuts. This card will be featuring the beautiful sunflower. I cut out 3 of the petal pieces, and I'll adhere all of them together, offsetting the pieces slightly so the sunflower has a nice full look and the same petals won't be overlapping each other. Using my fingers, I lightly curled up the ends of the petals for that little extra look of dimension. For the center of the flower, I used a dark brown cardstock for the scallop piece and a lighter brown cardstock for the seed portion. I'll glue the 2 pieces together, then add it on the center of my sunflower. Now I'll flip over the sunflower, put some foam dimension on the back. For the stem and the leaves, I cut these out from some dark green cardstock. I'm adding the sunflower on the notched corner frame die cut. I'll first glue down the stem, and I'm only putting glue on the top portion of the stem since the bottom will be cut off. Next, I'll add the sunflower. Just remove the release paper and adhere it at the top of the frame piece. Now I'll add all 3 of the leaves, and I will pop up the very end of the leaves using a small foam square. I'll put glue on the back of the stem portion of the leaves and adhere them in place. Then I'll flip over the frame die cut, use my scissors to trim off the rest of the stem. But I'll leave the overhang of that bottom leaf. Now I'll layer this piece on another notched corner frame die cut, and I cut that piece out of vellum, put glue on the back and adhere the 2 pieces together. Then I'll flip this piece over, put glue on the back just behind the white die cut piece. I don't want the glue to show through on the vellum. Then I'll adhere the frame on the card more toward the top. Now I'll add the sentiment, just saying hello. For this sentiment, I used the white shimmer cardstock and the Espresso Bean Glimmer foil. I will pop it up with some foam dimension, putting the foam on the right and left side and also a small piece in the very center. I'm using a foam roll from scrapbook.com. This is 1 millimeter thickness, so it doesn't add a lot of extra bulk. I'll remove the release paper and adhere the sentiment at the bottom of the sunflower, and it is overlapping the leaves and the stem. I noticed some of the foam was still exposed on the end of the banner, so I did use my scissors to trim that extra bit off. For embellishments, I'm using some of Spellbinders Gold Mix Gem Stickers. I'll put 2 in the upper left-hand corner and 3 in the lower right-hand corner around the sentiment. So there is my finished card. I love how this turned out since sunflowers are one of my favorite flowers. And this sunflower die has beautiful etched detail on the petals and leaves. For card number 2, I'll be using Spellbinders Autumn Wonder die set. I also have their Essential Arches die set and the Quilt 3D embossing folder. I've already gone ahead and embossed some white cardstock. I love the detail from this embossing folder. I also added a pretty paint splatter to the background using some pearl watercolor paint that I've had in my craft room for years. If it's still available, I will add a link in the description box. I cut out 2 arch die cuts, one from craft cardstock, the other from vellum, glued the 2 pieces together. Now I'll flip over the arch, put foam dimension on the back, using more of scrapbook.com's 1 millimeter foam roll. I'll make sure to get good coverage. Remove the release paper and add the arch on the center of the card. And I've already adhered the card front onto a card base. This card will be featuring 3 of the mushroom images from the Autumn Wonder die set. I'm also using the sentiment, "Thanks so much." I used the blush glimmer foil on some white shimmer cardstock. I'll start by assembling the 3 mushrooms. I use white shimmer cardstock for the stems of all of the mushrooms. The largest mushroom, I use pink and red cardstock. And for the little detail around the top of the stem, I use the pink cardstock and also some white glitter paper. The mushroom was designed to have just one of these little frill pieces, but I decided to layer the 2 together just for some extra detail. For the next mushroom, the top portion, I use some dark teal cardstock, and for the piece underneath that, I use more of the white glitter paper. Since it does take a little bit longer to adhere paper on a glitter surface, I am placing an acrylic block on top of the 1 mushroom. Once the glue dries, that piece isn't falling off. For the smallest mushroom, I use a dark blue cardstock for the main portion, light blue cardstock for that inside portion, and also some of the white glitter cardstock, and you'll only see that through the 3 spots on the left side of the mushroom. I wanted each of the mushrooms to have a little bit of sparkle from the white glitter paper. After adhering the stem, I'll pop the small mushroom underneath the acrylic block and let that sit for a few minutes. Now I'll add all 3 mushrooms on the craft arch, putting the red tallest mushroom in the center. I'll put the teal mushroom on the right side and the small dark blue mushroom on the left side. And I did put some thin foam dimension behind the stem on the smallest mushroom. That way it stays nice and level. It has all those other layers, and the stem's on the top versus the other 2 mushrooms, the stem is on the back. For the other 2 mushrooms, I adhere them down with glue. I'll also pop up the sentiment using some foam dimension and adhere it at the bottom of the arch. I'm using more of the 1mm foam roll. It fits perfectly behind the sentiment banner pieces. For embellishments, I'm using some of Spellbinders' Opal Gem Mix. I'll put 2 in the upper left-hand corner and 3 on the right side of the dark teal mushroom. Spellbinders' gem mixes are nice because they have 4 different sizes. I was a little unsure of the placement of the 2 gems on the left side. I thought maybe I would put them on the arch, but I ended up leaving them in the upper left-hand corner on the embossed background. And for a final finishing touch, I'm using a white gel pen and adding a few highlights to all 3 of the mushrooms. So there is my finished card. I think this one's really fun. I love how the tops of the mushroom really pop against the white and craft background. Now here's another look at the 2 cards I made using Spellbinders November 2023 Glimmer Hot Foil Club Kit of the Month. If you are interested in subscribing to any of Spellbinders November Club Kits, I do have links provided in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.